Yeah, definitely. And we're gonna go ahead and get into this game here.
Hmm. Spawning in the top left corner. And I can say corner now because this isn't a diamond, unless you look at it from a weird angle, which isn't even proper because it's not a proper square. We have JonSnow.
From flip
And
side
who do we have
tactics.
spawning in the bottom right? Tell me about him.
Yeah.
Tell me about him.
Bottom right hand corner, he is a European player from Team Asuba. It is the Zerg player in the blue trunks. It is next.
Excellent. So, no early pool shenanigan right away. We may still see that 9 pool. It's never too late. But sure enough, the overlords will go down, the drones will go down, and we will proceed into a relatively standard game from here. Standard as ZBZ can get. A little drone stacking going on. Watch for the overlord scouting this game, because we'll see if Next is going to be looking for where his opponent's second overlord pops up. Maybe he'll go for pool first again, because clearly he did want to go hatch first that last game.
Yeah, so we're gonna see both players are starting to save up here, but we do see that Next is actually gonna put down a pool first. So
Very
Next,
scared of his opponent, and this is a dangerous thing. When you're going up against someone as competent as JonSnow, it's a tough mindset to be afraid of stuff like cheese and whatnot. Obviously, they can always pull that out, but yeah, it's never good if you just wind up consistently behind a player who's considered probably better. JonSnow going for the pool first as well, so luckily Next won't be too behind at this game start.
yeah, but Next is actually throwing down his hatch here a little bit before Jon Snow. So you think there's gonna be that much of a difference in the way that this game plays out because he has that hatch down?
Hmm. Hard to say. It seems like Jon Snow's natural hatch was a little bit delayed. I'm not quite certain about that. But now we have the geyser going down, so Jon Snow will be playing a gas style, even though he opened up pool first. And Next, not quite getting that then. The timings we see that come down are usually around 3 minutes, 3:15, 3:30, and 3:45, and they're all for various reasons. But so far, it looks like with this timing on gas, we should probably expect to see Next play Turtley Roach style. Just because Link Speed style would have gotten gas by now. I don't know, do you think Jon Snow's just going to roll over our blue hero with another Link Flood? What are you expecting, Hawkeye?
This is actually the first game of Jon Snow that I've witnessed, or second game rather, if you include the last
Yes.
one. So
Were you closing your eyes shut? Like, I can't watch. It's so intense.
I wouldn't say that, but I was just more of like a fascination just watching this player that I've heard so much about. It's just Jon Snow, and the only reference I had to Jon Snow was that something about Game of Thrones or something like that.
Oh.
So not even related to StarCraft. So
Well, Jon Snow, if we can give him some credit, he is like a frequent, makes frequent appearances in the WCS qualifiers. He's always there to threaten a position in the greatest of tournaments. I'm not sure if he's qualified before because I'm pretty much as ignorant as you are, Hawkeye.
well,
I'm just too prideful
he
to admit it.
he can actually have been qualified for WCS Premier, because if so, then he wouldn't be able to play in this tournament. As for our way of trying to keep this tournament at a level for these kinds of players.
Yes, no, that's too bad. We're not letting in this. We're not letting in the monsters.
Yeah, imagine if we actually last season. This is during the one of the qualifier nights that
Oh,
that we were holding.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Hawkeye, but we see a link flood here. This is,
Yeah.
this is
Ooh.
important. This bears acknowledgement. We are gonna see another link style flood, and sure enough, next going for that roach turtle. It's hard to say who this position favors. We'll have to see how this turns out. I like that Jon Snow is doing the variant where you take a quick third behind this, but his tech is going to be significantly delayed. We're not going to see mutas anytime soon. We're really just going to see Jon Snow try to take a significant economic lead off the back of this pressure. Oh, will he get through the wall off? There's a little bit of a hole there, but Next
No,
does.
that queen holds it. So another evil chamber going down next to the Roachborn, and transfuses are gonna go down. But that's gonna be it. So
There's a hole in between these
yeah,
points.
these
Oh
slings
no!
actually get in. So you're right. There's gonna be a ling flood here. At least taking out these queens. The spy crawler is gonna get taken out here shortly, and some more lings go up to
really
try to
important.
take on these units. So
We're not gonna see. I don't think we're gonna see Next die here. He might. But he's flooding lings, he's flooding roaches, he's not making drones right now. And JonSnow is going to be able to transition directly into that roach play, the same as Next. And it doesn't even matter, because so many drones are going to go down that there's no way that Next is going to be able to stabilize all this perfect stutterling micro. It's a thing of beauty. The ling's going home, they're going to snipe the Roach Warren, he's going to get everything he wants, he's going to get the cake, he's going to get the presents. It's his birthday, it's Christmas, it's Easter, it's wonderful.
Yeah, massive damage taken by Next. 10 drones get taken down, and 4 queens actually were lost in that attack. So now Next just has a handful of lings and some roaches as well. So Next really on the ropes here.
The really sad part is we don't even have a roach timing for Next because there's no lair, there's no upgrades. There's really no way that Next can punish his opponent, and his opponent is going right into roaches. So what we're going to see is in a few minutes, JonSnow is going to get up a huge drone count, and he's going to really overwhelm his opponent with his superior economy. And as long as these lings are threatening out on the map, it's very unlikely that that Next is going to be able to push his opponent back. And I'm sad to see Next go into this lair, because his lair is so delayed and his opponent has this third base that any kind of push, Next is basically telling himself is going to rely on these upgrades like roach speed and whatnot that he really hasn't gotten out at a feasible timing. So I don't know how Next is going to pull this game out of the bag. Hard to say, Hawkeye.
Yeah, definitely here. So we do see that he is starting his ling speed. So looking to mix some lings into the composition as he tries to get back in. And he's halfway done with his +1 attack, so he's going to be able to have that going forward here. But JonSnow definitely matching him for a few moments.
Oh no, really good ling. The ling trades, as Fenner would say, are pretty good for JonSnow. He was getting the ling speed because he had leftover lings, but evidently that's not a problem anymore. JonSnow took care of that for him.
Yeah, and even losing this queen here, these lings are going to go ahead and do that damage. So these lings have definitely paid for themselves and a little bit more on top of that.
If you were wondering who JonSnow is, like, this is JonSnow. You're seeing his pedigree right now. He's ahead in the roach count. He's probably ahead in the upgrade count as well. Yeah, the upgrades of Next are just a little bit ahead on the +1 range, and the roach speed of JonSnow is way far ahead. He is going to get this third base down, but there's a timing here where JonSnow can leverage his vastly superior economy to just completely take this game away. Yeah. I hate to say it, but this is looking pretty grim for, I'm going to assume, our European hero.
Yeah, it's he's just getting his third base, so it's going to be 2/3 along the way. So definitely very, very far behind JonSnow's third base. JonSnow already has it saturated. He's been mining gas out of it for the last 2 minutes. JonSnow just ahead in almost every single way.
And nice to see Next is actually making these workers before the base is done, because you have to do this, right? You have to overmake the workers even before they can actually mine efficiently, so that you can get back in the game as quickly as possible. But 1 second, sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna see. Next is going to go ahead and get these drones. Like you mentioned, he's actually almost fully saturated there, so just needs to populate those gases as well. But big roach time is going to go across the map, and of course Next sees it, so he's going to have to try to get his roaches in position. But if we look at the roach count, it's 47 roaches to 27, so JonSnow with an overwhelming lead right now, and John definitely looking to try to get these roaches kind of split up to not only take on this army, but also get the third base as well. We're not even seeing any defenses here, and so this is where the spread counts. So JonSnow's going to go ahead and get in, and he doesn't even care about positioning because he has more roaches in general, so he's going to be able to take this on just as easily as he wanted to. And JonSnow just pressing in with the roaches going down for next and a third base taken out. So JonSnow making that look easy. It is going to be JonSnow versus Strange in this next series. So quite dominant play from JonSnow this series is gonna that we're gonna see. So that's very excellent to see. So we're actually gonna move on to our winners match here pretty quickly. So
Hawkeye,
it's gonna be Strange versus JonSnow.
Yep. I swear I never get phone calls ever, and now of course that this is going on, they fucking ring off the hook. Production issues, you know, people psychically bothering issues. Oh, it's coming out of the woodwork.
Right? It's just everything.
Yes. Oh boy, but it's okay. We will persevere. You're the RSL best tournament NA, confirmed.
Yeah. So JonSnow definitely making it look easy.
Yes, and it's the kind of thing where you notice a lot of these, a lot of players who are really good. I've actually experienced this directly. Will do that exact strat, where they realize that the opponent who plays Turtle Roach doesn't actually know how to balance defense and making sure their timing is still preserved. Because if you can't preserve your timing with the upgrades and the layer and everything perfectly exact, then you've really fallen behind as a result of that Ling harass, and that's what we saw that game on top of the drone kills. So yeah, showing his like